playoff or the top 25. We'll see a lot of those. This one intrigued me, though, and we'll discuss it a little bit. From On 3, but it was really from Greg McElroy. They wouldn't put the graphic together. Here are, in his opinion, the top 10 quarterbacks for 2026. There will be some names that are not on the list that people will go, oh, my God. But he had a couple of responses to it. But here are the names of the top 10 quarterbacks, according to Greg McElroy. He won a national title at Alabama. Mm-hmm. He's an analyst for ESPN. Doesn't mean he's the all-knowing. But there's Cade Klubnik at the top, a Texas high school player at Clemson, who had a nice ending, ran that offense at Clemson a lot better at the end of the year until they ran into UT. Mateer, the transfer to OU, Levitt, we've talked about him. Even Dane Brugler brought him up. Drew Aller from Penn State. Nussmeier lit up Baylor secondary in the bowl game. Very, very impressive. Carson Beck transferred to Miami. Lenora Sellers, at South Carolina. Sawyer Robertson at Baylor. DJ Lagway, Paul's favorite quarterback, and there's Georgia Tech and Longview native Haynes King.
Actually, the stunning omission is Arch Manning, but if you look at the people on this list, they all have way more starts than Arch Manning does, and I think that's got to be a factor in this for Greg McElroy. I don't know if I would have them in this order, but these are guys, if I'm making a top 10 list, maybe I kick out. I don't know if I kick out Haynes King. I don't know.
I kick out Carson Beck.
I might kick out Carson Beck.
I might kick out Drew Aller.
Yeah. So
yeah, he's up there at 4. Yeah.
That's he doing at 4.
Yeah.
That's where I would start. He's a good player, but I don't think he's proven nearly enough to be the 4th best quarterback in college football, in my opinion, at least. Depends on how you view this. Is this off what they've done? Is it off what they will be? Is it all what's his parameters here?
This is the reason Arch Manning is not on the list was because of the lack of starts, no matter how the potential he has or whatever else in the weapons he'll have and how good we think he might be. This is based on evidence you have up until this point entering the 26th season.
Yeah, so that makes sense. And the Arch thing, that's going to be like Shador at the draft. It's just fascinating, one way or the other. There are definitely camps that have been formed, but I'm somebody that's just sitting there with my popcorn ready to see how great he is or how, middle of the road he may be, whatever the case is. It's just going to be – it's been 2 years of buildup for this.
Yeah, the expectations are so high you wonder even if he's really, really good, can he –
They've made the national championship tournament last year, and there's people like, well, if Arch had been the quarterback, we would have won the whole damn thing. There's that opinion. So the fact it will be on his shoulders and not spot duty – and all of that, it's just going to be fascinating. So, with that in mind, we could probably sit here and go I'd have 6 at 7 and I'd have 8 at 10, but
let's not do that. Let's say who's not on it that should be.
That's not even what jumps out to me. What jumps out to me is Drew Aller, I think, is too high. I think Carson Beck's arguably too high. I think Sawyer Robertson's deservedly getting the respect that I think he is going to earn further this year, but it's good to see because I saw a list that somebody who works for 247 put out the other day, and Sawyer Robertson wasn't on there, and it was the best Big 12 quarterbacks list, and he wasn't even amongst the top 10, and that's just you don't I don't know. I'm not going to call for – but you don't know what you're talking about if you don't have Sawyer Robertson as a top 5 quarterback in the Big 12. Arguably could be number 1. You can make a case for that. So to not have him even ahead of most of the league is just insane, quite frankly. So anyways, I'm glad to see him on here. And then I think you could say, well, Lagway should be a step up, but those are the things that jump out to me initially.
All right. Avery Johnson is not on there. That's a name, although I think there's still to be determined with that.
I would put Kevin Jennings on there before I put Avery Johnson.
SMU, okay. Now. I saw where Rhett Lashlee responded to a list that did not have him included as far as a potential NFL quarterback.
I wouldn't put either one on this top 10 list, but I would put him on there before the other. What'd you say, Paul?
I would put Kevin Jennings on before Avery Johnson.
Yeah, man, if he didn't leave just such a bad taste in everybody's mouth at the end of the year, that playoff performance was just so bad that I think he'd be viewed a lot differently if he had a better game, but that just left such a bad taste. So, I could go either way with
Taylon Green, no.
Not top 10.
Not yet.
No. Altmaier, Illinois.
Not top 10.
Fernando Mendoza, transfer, going to play for that offense at Indiana from Cal.
I don't have a problem him not being on this top 10 list, but I think he's a guy maybe at the end of the year he is on the top 10 list as far as having a great season.
Nico?
No,
Iamaleava?
not right now.
Let's do the hype list. So Nico 1, Arch 1. Nico 2, Jaden Rashada 3. Who am I missing?
Dylan Raiola 4.
Dylan Raiola 4.
Yeah.
And I didn't mention it off the radar. He just signed the deal with Adidas, by the way.
I saw that,
So that's pretty cool.
All right, here's a couple of other names because there's nothing to go with them other than the fact that we know they were highly ranked. In Bryce Underwood, Julian Sayin at Ohio State, Dante Moore at Oregon. So there's the list, and there we have and you can debate this. That's what I like about them. I don't like to do too many of them, but I like to debate about them.
Why do you think there's so many of them? It's because when they throw it out there.
It's great fodder.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody loves a list like a college football website loves a freaking list, especially in the offseason. So, that's what it's for.
Hey, Darian Menza from Duke is getting like $4 million.
Yeah,
so,
you're right.
He's going to have to live up to that. But, again, I'm not putting him on this list. This is about the 10. I think, Drew Aller and Carson Beck are too high. I think Carson Beck – he's fine. He's fine.
I don't think he's any some otherworldly quarterback by any means.
I mean, he's not bad, but he's fine. He will be a downgrade from Cam Ward for Miami. How much is the question?
Yes, for sure.
If he's not that much of a downgrade, their offense will still be fine. But yeah, I mean, he's fine. Drew Aller, they're fine. He's fine.
I think Drew Aller's a good quarterback.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's met the moment and been a guy that's taken it to a different level. I think Penn State benefited from him, but they also benefited from their defense and their running game. And I think he's got something still left to prove to be considered the fourth best quarterback in college football.
But what I can tell you about the other 8 quarterbacks that Greg McElroy has on this list, Klubnik, Mateer, Levitt, Nussmeier, Sellers, Sawyer, DJ, and Haynes, they've met the moment quite a few times compared to Carson Beck and Drew Aller.
What's the difference between, and I'm asking, and I know the turnovers will be the answer here or one of them. What's the difference between Sawyer Robertson and Josh Hoover?
I think they're pretty.
Because Hoover's.
I'll tell you the biggest difference is that a lot of people that do these lists don't watch that much of the Big 12. I don't think they have the ability to break them down that well, to be perfectly honest with you, as versus doing it for the SEC or the Big 10. Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest difference. And I think certainly if you're looking at stats, which is probably what a lot of this exercise is, at least the beginning stages of it, then you look at all the turnovers for Josh Hoover and you go, wow. And like we were talking about that with Sonny Dykes, not all of them were his fault, but a lot of them were. And it wasn't just picks, it was fumbles too. So that dings him to me as somebody who watched him, but I don't know how much of a difference there really is in the big picture. He could be 11 and I'd be like, yeah, sure.
It's always good to have these, and then maybe in mid-October bring them out just to kind of see. And then there's 400 of them.
And I want to be clear, I don't think Drew Aller is a bad quarterback the way I'm talking about him, but I just think that there's something. I think that's a fluid spot. I think the top 3 are pretty damn solid, and then after that, I think it gets really interesting. I mean, DJ Lagway might be way too low on this list. He might have him a lot higher, so Lenore Sellers might be too low on this list. Sawyer Robertson could be too low on this list. We'll see. I mean, that's what the fun of next year is going to be, is a lot of unknowns when it comes to the quarterback spot, but a lot of interesting names at interesting programs. And yeah, that's you could have Sam Levitt another spot higher if you wanted. I wouldn't argue that, over John Mateer. I mean, there's a lot you could debate on this, which is the whole point, right?
Absolutely. Part of me hopes that DJ Lagway is not on the list at the end of the year, but that's mean and cruel. But if he's going to be higher, I mean, it's just it's one of those things where if they protect him. Now, he didn't really play in spring because his shoulder was banged up, and his shoulder was banged up because there was free reign on the quarterback last year at Florida, and he made so many different things happen. If they've cleaned that up, and because they've got skill guys came in to play with them. They've got some really impressive skill guys that have upgraded those positions for them. If they can clean up getting him blasted every other play and him having to be miraculous, I mean, the sky's the limit. He is so damn good.
Yeah, I think the fun thing is all these dudes are really good players. I think the ones I'm the lowest on would definitely be Carson Beck. I think that might be it, actually. The one I'm just I don't really buy it.
Carson Beck, like he is like you really had your mindset on this restaurant and you got there and there's like an hour wait and you're hungry. So you go to the one next door that has lesser wait. The food's not quite as good, but it's fine. That's what he is.
How about if he's one that you go to a restaurant and you really like the food? And I'm one of those that gets not compulsive, but I'll go to a restaurant, I like a certain dish, and I'll go back a couple of times in a row because he was part of a national championship. Is he that where he was pretty good, the food was good, and then you go back too many times and it's not as good? The expectations have dropped. That's what he could have been.
I just think I heard about how great this meal is, and when I got it, it was fine. It was pretty good. It wasn't as great as everybody made it. It wasn't the best dish I've ever had, like some people were raving about. I think he got the potential to improve the recipe, and I think he can win a lot of games. I'm just not – I don't know. I think they're all really good quarterbacks here, and he could very well be among them. He's the one that I have the most questions about. I think moving forward is how I would say.
All right, that's good stuff. Thanks for putting that up, Garrett. Thank you very much. Also, Andrew,